it's embarrassing, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I used to call myself Bill Clinton. Don't even ask me why. Don't even ask me why. But everyone had like this name.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call myself Bill Clinton. There was I made that SpongeBob SquarePants in my bedroom floor. You know, just with Lego bricks. And for someone like Pharrell to wear it, which comes then full circle because he obviously created a film called Piece by Piece. I still say to this day, people shouldn't neglect going out somewhere. I don't care if it's November and it's Blitz. If there's a networking event, trust me, sometimes that face-to-face interaction is going to be a DM or a PM.
Oh yeah, and yeah, those two.
Yeah.
Because we were just so quiet. We came out of our shelves when we went to our first rave at 18.
Yeah.
The Monday after, we were totally different people. We used to choreograph moves at home and say we're gonna do that in the club next Saturday. We used to down to the outfits. We used to emulate the the So Solid guys. We'd buy like Avericks jackets and go out and say, yo, we're
Shout
gonna
out Avericks.
we're gonna be those guys. Even for us when we were growing up, certain clothes it was too flashy to be trying to parade that in the house. Like our AVs, we were not wearing that in the house. We had to wait till we get out and put it on. Because it just looked like, parents are parents, innit? They'll always associate certain garments with certain kind of attitudes and behaviors.
Like you're a bad boy, or you're a drug dealer.
Exactly.
That was a go-to. Oh, you're a drug dealer. So you got this, so you must be a drug dealer. Everything was drug dealer. That was the answer. There ain't no other occupation you can get this from, but you're a drug dealer. Yeah. Yes, and we're back. We're back with another episode of Straight Out the Box. I am your host, Tailz. Today we've got a special show, like a show that I've been excited and I've been anticipating
since
as well.
August.
Do you know what? Exactly that. Since August. I can't remember. Was it August or was it July?
Oh, July. Sorry.
July.
I beg your pardon.
Since July, do you know what I mean? When we bucked up, like, this is a show that I've been waiting for, do you know what I mean? I've been trying to wait for the busy schedules to open up and free up and everything like that.
I had to make that little thingy open, that little window. I had to go through and say, no, I've got to come check my boy Tailz.
Do you know what? And I appreciate that. And before we get into the show, I would like to big up everybody that's been rocking with my show to this day, do you know what I'm saying? I've got to big up all the supporters, because without each and every one of you guys, this podcast wouldn't be here, do you know what I mean? So I've always got to give thanks to everybody out there. And if you're a new person that's watching this show, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share this episode, because you're going to catch a lot of gems and a lot of laughs.
Comment as well.
Comment as well, man. Let me know how you feel. Let me know, you know what I'm saying, what you would like me to talk about, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm always open ears, do you know what I mean? So this podcast is for everybody, and we talk about everything and anything. And as you get into the show, you'll get to understand why. And I would also like to big up AME Hire Studio. So if you're interested in podcasting, or you might just want to hire equipment for yourself, do you know what I mean, to set up your own production, hit up AME Hire on Instagram. And also you can just check the website, which will be in the link in the description, where you can just go through the website and, you know what I'm saying, and see what tickles your fancy. But without further ado,
I'm in the building.
Yeah, this is big what I've been waiting for. Yeah.
Big up these beautiful drink sponsors.
Oh yes. Jewel Isle Rum Punch. I've got to big them up as well. They've been rocking with my podcast for a little while now, and it's always love and respect to the guys, do you know what I mean? They are a North London brand, do you know what I mean? That's rocking with an East Side brother, so I appreciate you, do you know what I mean? The community, do you know what I'm saying? We're all one, do you know what I mean? I've got 3 drinks here. It is tropical, lemon and lime, and pineapple and ginger. Now, by my own mistake, I didn't actually try to find out what my guest was into. I didn't know my guest didn't drink. And so I'm gutted, do you know what I'm saying? But do you know what? I'm going to make sure I send out a bottle to you, do you know what I mean? Non-alcoholic, do you know what I mean? So I'll make sure
that you stay They hooked me up with the H2O, so it's all good. It's all good. They got it from the best distillery and wherever their workplace is. So it's all good. It's all good.
But I appreciate you, and I appreciate Jewel Isle Rum Punch. The link will be in the description to the website. So guys, make sure you go check it out and support the brand. It's black-owned business, do you know what I'm saying? So we got to support each other, you know what I mean?
They got more colours in their juices than Thanos' flipping Infinity Stones. Like, they're not all here as well. So when you're all here, it just looks like a party. So these 3 drinks, as soon as I came, I was like, yo, this looks like it's a party.
100%. And you know what, guys, believe me, and believe all my previous guests, this is not made up. When you try this drink, you see and understand why this is a loved drink, do you know what I mean? So if you have any party settings, make sure you go to grab one of these, and I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. But without further ado, I want to get into my guest, my brother, from another mother. Please, can you introduce yourself and let them know your name, where you're from, and also your social media handle so the guys can get in contact with you.
Beautiful. First of all, thanks for having me, Tailz. Bwoywonder, for those who don't know. I'm from North London. Party igniter, creative director, content creator, just basically a creative. That's what I do. A lot of people can't put me in any particular box. Just
they can't box you.
Yeah, man. I don't like being boxed. I don't like doing just one thing. I like having my fingers in all the pies and just
shout out to Wiley.
Yeah, come on, East London native, and just having just as much creative outlet as possible. Hence the name Bwoywonder. Does everything basically.
Okay, so what social media handle are you gonna?
So everyone can check me out at BWOYWONDER. So that's Bwoywonder. BWOYWONDER, and from there, that's my Instagram, and from there you're gonna find all the link tree to all my other socials, including my TikTok and so on and so forth. Got to big up my guys as well, Illa, Wayne and Latif,
big them all up.
Chat City guys. We've got a podcast that we're gonna be reigniting again for the new year. That's something I need to talk to you about as well. So big up Tailz for putting me here, inviting me.
No, listen, first and foremost, thank you for coming through. Do you know what I'm saying? I genuinely appreciate it. And I was excited about this episode. Not to say that I'm not excited about all my episodes, so I just want to put that out there. But I'm excited about this because there's still things that I want to know.
Right.
There's things I want to learn as well. Okay. And I think many people want to learn as well because it's all about, each one teach one. Do you know what I mean? So, but I want to start off with getting to know you. So you gave me a little brief introduction about the name Bwoywonder, but how did you actually genuinely come up with that name?
Honestly, that name, it was actually my twin brothers to begin with.
Okay, big him up, big up Illa.
He was called, so shout out my brother, Illa Mardi, aka Illa for short. And he basically had the name Bwoywonder before. Just spelled normally BWOYWONDER. And Illa is actually a rapper, so he used to do music, kind of like in the 2010, 11, 12 era. And then he took on the persona of Illa Mardi, which is kind of play on words on our surname, Ali Mardi.
Okay.
And then he said, well, he kind of dropped Bwoywonder, and I was like, yo, don't drop that. As twins, we always share stuff, so I said, let me share the name, or have the name, and I took it upon myself to use it. I had a nice ring to it, changed it up a little bit, did a little refurb with a W, and then just made it Bwoywonder. But it's weird because everything I've done creatively kind of suited the name. You know, everybody knows Bwoywonder kind of like as Robin, the second in command, or the right hand man of Batman. Because he could do everything. You know, and that was kind of the persona I was taking by name, but also by nature, just by the way I was moving in terms of what I do creatively. So I was like, yo, this was kind of meant to be. I was meant to be called Bwoywonder. So I took that from him, spruced it up a little bit. He became Illa Mardi. And from there, just kept the name and ran with it.
So before the name got passed down. Passed to the side because there's no down or up where. So you had no name before that. Nothing.
I can't. Do you know what? It's embarrassing. But I think I used to call myself Bill Clinton. Don't even ask me why. Don't even ask me why. But everyone had like this name.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna call myself Bill Clinton. There was a phase in that guy's career where he was cool in our culture.
Yeah.
Maybe by what he did,
right,
or the fact that he played the saxophone. A lot of black people used to kind of associate that with being like from the culture. Oh he gets a pass to the cookout.
Right.
And I was like, yo, for some reason, everyone's rating this guy. Let me call myself Bill Clinton.
Hey.
It didn't last. I'm glad
what works for you? I mean,
I'm glad it didn't. But it was like a flash in the pan thing, and then just moved over to.
So, what age was you when like the name Bwoywonder stuck with you?
Probably about in the 20s, in the late 20s.
Late 20s.
Yeah.
And so, because you mentioned earlier about getting into this whole creative world and everything like that. What was your first creative thing or job or something that you actually did?
It was actually quite a big jump from being so I went to uni, studied product design, and then I started doing clothing. So my cousin, hold tight Justin, he said, yo, you finished uni, you're good at drawing, let's start a clothing brand. I said, all right, cool. And then we called it Lyrics for Lyrics, which was, again, big up Wiley, because he came up with that line. And it was basically hoodies, hats, tracksuits. And what we did was we manufactured these products and just went around Roman Road, all of East London, giving it out to all the Grimax as they were kind of coming up. Some of them were already kind of known. So we went to shows, shout out Bashi, one of his first shows, we went backstage and we had like loads of our Lyrics for Lyrics hats. And he came out in the show and he just promoted it by dashing it out in the crowd for free. Shout out R.I.P. Esco, he was one of our biggest supporters as well.
Big up Esco.
There was a lot of artists, Kano, Lethal B, that just promoted and wore our stuff because we were just giving it out for free. We just wanted the name out there.
Yeah.
We were dealing with Adidas who were giving away free garms to these guys.
So there's no way.
So we were like, we can't charge no one. So we just started giving it out. And that brand later developed, it was a weird segue. So that was the first foray into my kind of creative journey. And being kind of known as, those are the guys who do the clothing lyrics. People will call us up. Big up Mr. Wong, if you know about Mr. Wong.
Hey, big up Mr. Wong, the legendary Chinese boy.
Come on, man.
Hey,
every other video he was wearing like a Lyrics for Lyrics top. Do
you know what? I need to get. If you can, send me some pictures and then I'll chop it and edit it and
I definitely will.
Yeah, because it sounds familiar, Lyrics for Lyrics.
And do you know what? He I'm not sure if he ever shouted it out, but again, why it would sound familiar because obviously it's Wiley's bar. So we just coined it and made it a clothing. So I think we also made that the name just because at the time we wanted it to be super recognizable on the street level. Napa, who's obviously doing big things now, who was obviously from, you guys know him from POW. He wore the hoodie in the POW video. So it was amazing that it was starting to slowly get out there. Gets wore it as well in one of the mixtape covers. For his one of his mixtape covers.
Is that the one where he's in the hood?
Yeah.
I think that was 2000 Live.
That's the one.
2000 Live. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's got to be an East London brother.
Come on.
To be an East London brother. So he wore it, and again, that was the first foray into our creative journey. Segue, like I said, into. So what we found out was everyone's doing clothing after a while. What brands? What was the competitors at the time? Academics.
Academics was getting strong,
and it was like they were literally untouchable. Outside of the Adidas's and the Nikes. And the Pumas, I think. But it was mainly Adidas, Nike, Academics, and King. Now I know they did hats mainly. But what we decided to do was start segueing into something different because the artists themselves started creating their own brands.
Right.
You know, I remember there was a shop, and it wasn't Rhythm Division, but there was a record shop where you can go and sell merchandise as well.
Okay.
So on a sale or return, you drop your stuff in there.
Yeah.
If you sell it, you get a fee, bring it back, and resell.
Was that the period when Dark and Cold was selling?
This guy knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Dark and Cold was probably the biggest record store outside of Rhythm Division in terms of merchandise of artists. Yeah. They had clothing and brands from London as well as outside. So they were doing imports, exports, whatever. Right. So we were, and I'm not sure if it was Dark and Cold, but we were definitely in a record store where we would do sale or return. But what I realised, as well as us, Lyrics for Lyrics, with the hats and the hoodies, everybody else started coming through with their own one. Shout out Boy Better Know. Bruiser would have his. Get Me. I think Jamma even had some clothing brands. Yeah. So a lot of the times the fans just obviously gravitated towards
sales. Of course.
Now you're doing direct to market. You know, it's my stuff going to the consumer. He likes my brand and my lyrics and my bars or whatever it is. We did a couple of collaborations with people, but ultimately we found out that, listen, we're now competing with the people we're trying to promote. So we decided to do jewellery.
Right.
Now the jewellery idea came about because we were like, yo, people like them and they want to wear jewellery outside of clothing. It's accessories sell the most. So what I did was I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the jewellery that I want being made. Right. Then I said, no, I'm going to mock up the jewellery that I want being made. And I used Lego bricks to mock up my jewellery. Because I wanted it to be really colourful diamonds or Swarovski crystals or whatever it was I could afford. So we said, all right, let's use Lego bricks. And then we started creating pop culture, imagery like the Pac-Man and Mario and Sonic and SpongeBob SquarePants, and we said, we're going to make those into jewelry pieces out of metal, precious metal. Right. But then we kind of took a look back and said, you know what, these look sick as Lego brick chains. Yeah. And then little by little, we started making Lego brick chains. Like pendants. That's sick. So the chain would still be metal, the pendant was Lego bricks. And the first time we went out wearing them, promoting them, was at a Getz and Frisco clash. Yeah. It was in Shoreditch somewhere. Yeah. Everyone's all black. Everyone's like there to listen to grime, listen to some sick bars. And we're there with these colourful Mario and Luigi pendants. Me and my brother made out of Lego. In this kind of environment.
Of course.
We went in there sweating and hot because we were like, yo, people are just gonna flames you and cuss about what the
what the hell is that? Kid, of course.
But
you got the
opposite reception and reaction. A lot of the times, people the next day, we were in loads of blogs. We were in people just kind of blogs was the big thing at the time. So we were on websites in America and Japan.
Sick.
And then we got approached by a clothing store in Soho called Year Zero. So big up the Mazzilli family, Rocky, Louise and Tatum.
Yeah, big them up, man.
Nah, they were the ones who said, you know what, we like your pieces. Yeah. What do you think about stocking them in store? We said, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
From them, they kind of took us on another level in terms of the clients now we were dealing with. We had a lot of stylists who would come in and use our pieces for lots of different music videos and artists who at the time were international, obviously domestic. Yeah. And we were like, yo, this is kind of lucrative. We're making Lego chains for this band playing at Mercury Music Awards and this band playing in Australia and so on and so forth. Yeah. Then one time, again, I got a big up every time. My brethren, Mel Myers, she came to me and said, "Oh, I really like your Lego chains that you're making. I got a friend who works or who plays in a band with Pharrell Williams. I think he would really like this if you got him."
That's a good look.
Honestly, Mel, I didn't believe you at the time. I didn't believe it. To Pharrell. Yeah. So I made a Lego brick kind of SpongeBob SquarePants pendant and gave it to her. A couple of weeks later, Pharrell was wearing it. You know? So he came to London or Manchester for a book signing, and he came out of that his Sprinter with the SpongeBob pendant kind of covering his face. In a kind of quirky kind of don't watch me.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's doing wonders for you though.
It was doing amazing. You know, because when I tell you the next day, every blog page was.
Yeah.
Who's that? Pharrell coming out of the thing with a Lego brick chain. Pharrell with SpongeBob SquarePants, and he was a big SpongeBob SquarePants fan.
Yeah.
So, from doing grime artists to kind of the public as well, to then doing Pharrell as my first kind of big client, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I made that SpongeBob SquarePants in my bedroom floor. Just with Lego bricks, and for someone like Pharrell to wear it, which comes then full circle because he obviously created a film called Piece by Piece, which is
I haven't seen it.
It's a Lego film of him and his journey.
Yeah.
And I would like to say, without a shadow of a doubt, my pendant, my SpongeBob SquarePants pendant, was definitely inspiration. For that movie. Like years later. You know. And then from then on, we just got a lot of different clients coming. will.i.am, Black Eyed Peas, Cara Delevingne, P. Diddy. I'm sorry, I don't choose my clients. And it was back then. Kanye, Chris Brown.
But what's the experience for you? Like knowing that this is all coming. Like some people take years to get to where you got. You got basically catapulted straight into immediately.
So I was obviously gassed. And they pay well. So you're not now scrimmaging and scrambling for whatever. Things were happening quite quickly. And it was amazing. The feeling that these guys see your art valuable enough to want to promote it, want to wear it. I got to big up again. You better watch this. will.i.am. Because outside of the pendant, he said, no, I want something else. I want something more theatrical. So again, he approached the Mazzilli family who owned the store Year Zero. He wanted something theatrical outside of the pendant. So we made a jacket for him. The Mazzilli family created the jacket, and then I created like a Lego brick shoulder pad where it looked like Judge Dredd. Put the initials BEP in Lego bricks. I didn't think he was going to wear it because I thought this looks even too crazy for him. But he wore it at the, I think, Choice FM, not Choice FM, Capital Extra or Capital FM's Christmas ball. Then he wore it on the red carpet. Then he wore it on the X Factor finals.
Well, that shows you how much he loved that jacket.
He was definitely, outside of Pharrell, he was definitely the biggest supporter just because he kept wearing lots of the different pieces that we made him, like time after time after time. And that obviously got our name out there. And then that's when Bwoywonder was kind of
a household name.
In the fashion industry kind of thing. So it was a far cry from driving around Roman Road and dropping off pieces.
Lyrics for lyrics
to just dealing with stylists.
And that's it. And I just want to just touch on there a minute. Pause. No Diddy. But
that's not going away.
But I wanted to know, because even for people that may watch this and look at even in that short space of how you catapulted from an idea that you was making on your living room floor to now your product, your brand is around stars to now your name blowing up. Was this something that you imagined before you even jumped in the fashion industry that you was going to be this?
I don't think anyone who gets into the any creative realm knows what's going to happen. I'd always say that the journey is usually the most exciting part. The things that happen in between, amazing. But there's nothing like starting it, not knowing what's going to happen. The unknown is scary, but it's also exciting. I had no idea any of these people would be adorning my pieces around their neck or on their person. So I don't think anyone ever does. Unless you got some crazy plug that's kind of say, yo, by the way, I've got this lined up for you, this lined up for you. And they are creatives like that. The money allows that to happen. But when you're from where I'm from, again, it's nothing. You don't expect something like that to happen. And especially so quick.
And this was pre-social media, so...
Social media was there, but not like it was now.
Because I'm thinking, like from when you was doing lyrics for lyrics, was it only just MySpace?
MySpace.
It was only just MySpace. So how important was it for you to go to these different events and put yourself, use your own street team?
Tailz, exactly that.
Yeah.
I still say to this day, people shouldn't neglect going out somewhere. I don't care if it's November and it's Blitz. Yeah. There's a networking event. Yeah. Trust me, sometimes that face-to-face interaction is going to be a DM or a PM. Yeah. On socials. Just the fact that you made the effort to be somewhere physically, to speak to someone or to speak to people, there's nothing that beats that. So that skill set that I had was normal. But I carried that through to now, even when things got a little bit easier. You know, you just DM them. Or you know, you just email them. Their bio has their email and whatever. And sometimes I'll still be like, no, do you know what? I am going to this place that they could be. You know, and it sounds dated, it might sound old school, but honestly, sometimes that's when things happen. A quick story, when I dropped one of the pieces to Kanye, it was via his manager, Don, who he at the time he had a clothing brand, Kanye had a clothing brand called Pastel. And this was before the Yeezys stuff. So Don, I don't know how I got his number, but I got his number and we were messaging. And he said, I'm going to be at the O2 in Greenwich. There was a club at that time. I'm going to be there. Feel free to come drop my pieces. Got out of my house at like a weird time. It was late. Went all the way to Greenwich and from North Greenwich. Fuck! And then I went there anyway and things didn't plan out how I wanted it to because security was like, yo, it's full to capacity. If you definitely know him, call him. I was calling him, but there was no reception. So I was there for hours. Had to go home, kind of deflated. But then he messaged me the next day and said, oh, by the way, sorry, there was no reception. But this is my address. Send it here. Which I did. I sent the pieces to his address. It was in Hawaii, Kanye's address. So things panned out only because I know we could have probably still been messaging and he would have maybe have sent the address, but I never regret not going up. I never regret going all the way there. And I think just the fact that I was outside and he probably saw all the missed calls. Me saying I'm outside.
Like he
was like,
serious.
no, this guy's serious. I got the least I could do. Is give him a chance and drop the address.
I know many people, even by that example, would have felt deflated. Like, I've come all the way here. Do you know what? Sod this.
Bun that.
This. Do you know what? I'm not messing with them. Like, you wasted my time.
Exactly.
But the fact of, obviously, on his part, that, you know, obviously, regrettably, there was no reception and everything. Like, and sometimes myself, it's a learning experience as well, to not take things personal as well.
1,000%. You know, he was in a venue and, you know, he was hosting Kanye and there was loads of other things. I'm the last person, you know, respect to myself, but I'm also not in his priority list. Yes, I know he said come through, but, you know, he didn't know reception weren't going to be there. There's probably bottles everywhere and to look
so
after.
There's too many variables.
Exactly. So I totally understood how that didn't pan out, but I just like the end result and how I believe he saw my gusto and vim for trying to link up with him, that he said, no, I'm going to bless you with the address and let's make this happen. And it did. So I was very happy.
That's it. So then how did you catapult? Because you know what? I want timeline of events. So did you do the hosting after that? Or was
the hosting came way after that?
So what's the next? That's the stopgap after, because you've got your pies in so many different things. Like, because you got the sip and stroke, big them up, and then obviously UK. You do the regular
biggest sip and paint party in the UK, by the way. Sip and stroke UK. Just so people know.
Listen. First of all, do you know what? I'm going to touch on that, but then we're going to go back. Okay. Even when I met you, I didn't know you did sip and stroke.
Okay. What? When we met in Malta?
Not the one that's got the one before.
Right.
I never knew. You know the way that I found out was through randomly. No, not even XP. Big him up. Instagram. I just randomly, you know, like when you can get random feeds to the algorithm, how it works with madness. I was thinking, wait, hold on. Is that Bwoywonder?
All right.
And I see you having a whale of a time in there. You was living life.
It's too much fun, man.
And then I'm thinking, oh wait. Then I started scrolling that. Oh wait.
I'm there all the time.
Yeah, you're there all the time. Like you're a regular.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I was thinking, oh sick. So, but I need the timeline of events. So is reggae brunch before Sip and Stroke, or Sip and Stroke before?
So Sip and Stroke.
And then you did the GRM.
The hosting for the GRM parties. A lot of these things came as a snowball effect. So when you are good at something, people will see this and will require your services. And they'll want you to be part of their organization, their team, their vision. So the time that I started, out of all of them, Sip and Stroke was the first one. So if I go back to timeline, after the lyrics were lyrics, the Lego brick chain, and in between that, I was also doing video production and directing or assistant directing with my cousin, DJ Master, who is he's called Patrick, and he runs Trail Pictures, which is a production company, video production company. He shot music videos for half the grime scene as well. Off the back of that, assisting him in doing so, we were also shooting not music videos, commercials for like compilation CDs, pure grime, and pure dance. So a lot of these videos that are on your TV screens, you know, if I wasn't co-directing it, I was the producer for it as well. So again, another foray into just another creative zone.
But then, did you have any knowledge about video production prior to you jumping into it?
I had the very basics, and again, big up to Patrick. He was the one who studied it. But when you're around creatives, or someone who is in that particular field, you'll pick up these things. You know, a lighting assistant can't go to every gig and not learn what kind of bulbs needs to go into what. What it is that to make it work and whatever. So I just picked it up. And then being a producer was kind of easy. I know a lot of people, I know a lot of places, I can put the things together, I can make things happen basically. So that part was easy. Directing, if you're a creative, I swear you could literally dive into a lot of other realms and do it to a very good ability or a very good standard. You know, if you've got the know-how, if you've got the knowledge, and if you've got the will to want to learn. So that's why I was able to navigate in a lot of different spaces. Now, to the hosting side, again, that came by accident. I was with a DJ collective called Supreme Team, Hold Tight Kelvin, Hold Tight Franco. And they said, you know what? We're going to start becoming one of those crews that DJs everywhere. Do you want to get involved? I said, oh, okay, cool. Let's give it a try. I've never done it really. They went to a couple of clubs. We went to a couple of clubs, and we did very well. And he then, you know, introduced me to his older brother, who was from a crew called DMD, the Mandem. So Hold Tight Fudgy. Who's from North London, and he was the one who actually helped hone my hosting skills. So he's the reason I probably do what I do well. I added my own little twist to it, but in terms of learning how to project your voice, and I used to be so confused, like, yo, how are these guys' voices not bunning out? Because like it seems like they're screaming all the time, but like they're not.
So there's a technique to it.
There's a technique to it. He showed me the technicals, and then from there we just kind of did our thing with Supreme Team, and then Supreme Team kind of disbanded, and then I started getting booked to host events just because I was the host for Supreme Team.
So that notoriety.
That's it. Outside of the DJ, people remember the host as well.
True.
The DJ is always the guy.
But I mean, you have a good host.
If you have a good host, it goes
hand in hand, innit?
Exactly. So from there, a lot of people started booking me for events. Now, Sip and Stroke UK started 5 years ago.
Okay. Big up the Sip and Stroke people.
Big up all of the Sip and Stroke team. Big up Momo. Big up Kiri. Big up the whole staff. And big up Merch, who was the founder.
Yeah.
So Merch, I was introduced by Merch from another DJ friend of mine. Again, I got to big up DJ Styles J.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yo, this guy's a good MC. Like, just put him on anything that you want to use. Any events that you want to do."
Yeah.
He's from Miami. He came over here.
Okay.
And he took like that scene, the promotion scene, by storm.
Yeah.
He came up to me one time and was like, "Yo, I'm thinking of doing a paint party. I don't think there's many in the UK, if at all.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump on board?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Cool, let's do that." I jumped on board, and we built it up from it being something very calm and collective and almost like an art class to being a ton-up affair.
Or right now, for all you renters out there in the big city, all you videographers with a sharp cinematic eye, I have been asked to relay a message from the crew down at AME Hire. It's a special one for the true creatives. That's the real live bunch from London City. AME Hire, the one-stop shop to get all your tools of the trade. That'll be all, buppers.
Yeah. So the best transition that Sip and Stroke had was during, we used to have a little venue, about maybe 60 people, 70 people, was when we started turning it up. So again, like I said, it was like an art class, playing neo soul, and quite a relaxed, chilled affair. Perfect for date night for you and your missus, your partner.
Yeah.
Then we said, you know what? Nah, we're going to turn this up.
Yeah.
So then we started introducing different elements in the show. We started doing things like fashion show, dance off. We started doing elements of pitting, you know, a row against another row in terms of a sing-off and so on and so forth. So it became more than just a paint party or a paint workshop. It became a paint party.
Right.
So I like using the phrase, we put the art in party.
Yeah.
And off the back of that, we got bigger.
Yeah.
To the point where we were starting to create more than one event in a day. So instead of one session, we'd do like, all right, one session's finished, turn it around.
How long are your events?
3 hours.
Okay, so 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, so you could do
1
multiple.
hour turnaround, and then 3 hours for the next one.
Oh, sick.
To the point where we said, you know what, I think there's so much demand for this event.
Yeah.
We then started doing 3 events in one day. 3 hour sessions, 3 hour sittings each.
Yeah.
And again, as you get bigger, you also get bigger physically. So we needed a bigger space. And then we are where we are now. And it's been up ever since. Like, again, testament to the team.
Yeah, big up the team, man.
Yeah, I wanted to really make this like a theatrical show. Like, I love theatre. It's one of my like secret passions. I always wanted to be like, oh, I'd love to be in a musical.
Like a musical,
because everyone always there's a magic about it. There's like everyone's a performer. Like the ensemble, the background is still performing.
Everyone's
even if you can't
part.
see them.
Yeah.
So I said, when we do this, I want everyone to be a performer.
Yeah.
Not just me, the host, or my co-host. Or everyone needs to be a performer. As soon as people come in, we're greeting them like we know them. We're shouting them out like we know them.
Yeah.
And again, testament to the whole team. But I think that's what elevated it to be, you know, a very successful event and a very successful sip and paint event.
Was you there from day one, or did you jump on whilst it was trying to be?
So I was there from day one.
Oh, okay, sick.
You know, I created a lot of the elements in it.
Yeah.
And also, at the same time, I was also, let's say, working with other teams. You know? So big up the Reggae Brunch team.
Yeah.
Shout out Silky, who is one of their original hosts.
big up Silky.
Silky is a bad boy.
Listen.
Just people don't know he's an artist as well as just a host.
I didn't know that. Silky, you
artist.
kept that one away from me. Yeah,
he's an artist. Silky.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching this, you need to come out and start releasing your stuff. You know?
Big up
producer
Silky.
and artist.
Yeah.
So I want to actually see more of that Silky.
Yeah.
But he was the one who brought me into the Reggae Brunch team, and I'm very grateful. He told the people behind Reggae Brunch, yo, this guy is a very talented host. We could add him to the roster. Yeah. And what I love about the Reggae Brunch team is that it is the Avengers. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of talented DJs, a whole bunch of talented hosts.
Big up everyone that's a Reggae Brunch.
A whole team that makes it again.
Yeah.
So, I jumped on with them and started working with them, and then from there it was the Afrobeat Brunch team. Big up Robbie. You start being flexible and being able to add your skill set to other people's visions. And, it aligns, and you keep working and you keep developing and you keep making people have a good time. Yeah. I've always been a raver first than a host. So that's why I dance a lot, because...
And that's so sick, because technically you're raving for free.
Yeah.
And you're partying for free, and getting paid.
That's it. So my sentiment is I would love to still be both. Yeah. I would love to still be the raver and obviously curate and navigate that party. Yeah. And because if you love being in parties, you're going to be good at what you do in terms of a DJ or a host.
But first and foremost, you have to also be a people's person as well. You have to be sociable.
1,000%.
Because that's played a part. Even you telling me in your journey on the way from the fashion to the things that you've had to do in certain situations where you had to feel deflated, you've had to be sociable. You've had to be a people person. You've had to be able to throw yourself out there, not be scared. Yeah. Because sometimes because when I look at it, I'm thinking you're throwing yourself out there on a platform where there's hundreds of people, and I mean hundreds of people. I mean like across all the different events, all different personalities, all this, and so to keep people engaged as well from the start to the end. It looks fun and it looks easy. You might think, I could do that, and then until you get on that stage, and then some people might start feeling a little bit nervous. And have you ever had those situations where you've been nervous in your earlier stages?
I would say I don't think I was ever nervous, because again, I was always a raver. So to me, it just looked like a raver with a mic, and I just have to project my joy to others. Whether that's that's a big tune, or reminding, trying to get nostalgic with it. Oh, does anyone remember when tunes like this were being played? And then the DJ, he is really the navigator. I'm literally the co-pilot as a host. So it's actually the DJ who does the most amount of work. So I just have to jump in and pick out nostalgic tips and crack a few jokes and just create some dances and so on and so forth. So it was never nervous for me. I was never nervous, only because I was going in as a raver. Right. But going back to what you said in terms of people finding it obviously nerve-wracking and so on, or not as easy as it looks. Of course, a lot of people have said, you know what, I tried it, it ain't for me. But that's why I rate what you do, because it's not as easy as it looks. Exactly. A lot of people think it's pick up the mic, chat. No. You got to work with the DJ. And you've got to do crowd engagement. And that comes off of, like you said, being a people person. If you're approachable, if you're personable, all these interpersonal skills that you think you're never going to use outside of the workplace, no, you're going to use in society, in life. You can put that in anything, and then before you know it, it will be plain sailing. It will be comfortable.
Before Raven, was you sociable as a child growing up?
Me and my twin were the shyest twins ever. We were like the shyest twins.
Listen to how hard you work, and you wouldn't even know.
But even I'm surprised sometimes. We look at pictures of ourselves, and there's so many pictures where we're not smiling. Like, we just look like... I remember in school, there were like 3 sets of twins. And everyone would forget us. Because we were just so quiet. Everyone. Those two. Because we were just so quiet. We came out of our shelves when we went to our first rave at 18. The Monday after, we were totally different people. I don't know, music became the orb in us that just took us out of our shell. And it was once we got into like, we've been addicted to raving since. We've been addicted.
What was the sounds at the time of that first rave?
It was, we used to go to a lot of like grime events, a lot of Westwood raves. So hip hop was a big look. Dance hall. Elephant Man, everything that was danceable at that time. TOK, the bad boy era, the DMXs, that era was when we were like, yo, do you know what? There's something in us. We used to choreograph moves at home and say we're gonna do that in the club next Saturday. We used to down to the outfits. We used to emulate the So Solid guys. We'd buy like Avrix jackets and go out and say, yo, we're gonna Avrix. We're gonna be those guys. We'd buy the fake chains from flipping Wood Green and West End and say, we're gonna come dripping. The earrings, the big studded earrings. I never got my ears pierced, so it was magnets. And it would bun up my ears.
Taking that back. I used to have the magnet in school,
bro. That would bun up your ears if you had it on for too long.
These times, Mumsy wasn't having the whole pierced ears thing. What? Get beats when I reach yard.
Trust.
No. So them ones you can just before you get home.
I'll tell you a story. I accidentally forgot to take mine off. I went to school with it on. Oh, that's sick. That looks so sick. I'm there like, sick in it. Little did I know, because it's not a piercing, even if it was a piercing, you can't feel it. You forget it's there.
Exactly.
As soon as my dad saw that, quick cuff around the ear. I was like, what's that for? I forgot I still had it on me. And then from then on, he started making sure that there was no jewelry on my body, definitely no nose piercing, definitely no earrings, no studs, nothing. But that one was magnets. Put it in your pocket. Wait till you get outside the house,
and then put it on.
Put it on. Even for us, when we were growing up, certain clothes, it was too flashy to be trying to parade that in the house. Like our AVs, we were not wearing that in the house. We had to wait till we get out and put it on, because it just looked like. Parents are parents, innit? They'll always associate certain garments with certain kind of attitudes and behaviors.
Like you're a bad boy, or you're a drug dealer.
Exactly.
That was a go-to. Oh, you're a drug dealer. So you got this and this. So you must be a drug dealer. Everything was drug dealer. That was the answer. There ain't no other occupation you can get this from, but you're a drug dealer. I don't. It was mental.
Nothing. You a lawyer, a doctor. Or a drug dealer. There was nothing else in between.
That was it. No, but to bring it back, to the hosting and it looking hard, Pause. No Diddy. Like when I see, like for example, when I saw you at Reggae Brunch Malta, and I was like, do you know what? This is sick. The fact of there's, I don't know, what's a few hundred odd that it takes in that place. And then just seeing you as engaged with everybody, and there was no, because with certain people that I've seen in the past, where sometimes there's a little bit of a bravado and there's a little bit of ego. So it's like, okay, I've done my set. Now there's no socializing with the people.
Right.
Whereas I see it being different with you, where you actually socialize with everybody. Like it doesn't matter. And I think that's what makes it more personable, and that's what makes you more likable, because you absolutely actually engage with us outside once you've done your set and your whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? You're with the people, we're even bantering and dancing.
I always take it back to like, I am exactly like everyone else. Like I'm there to also enjoy myself. I also want to make friends. And I also want to connect with people. So outside of the hosting is a job. Like being a people person is who you are. So I always take that first and foremost, and also when you're on an excursion abroad, as a host, your job is to be the host, not on the mic but off it as well. I've got to make people feel comfortable that they're there. I've got to make, some people may have come just one up, two up. So I've got to make it look like, no, we're looking after you as well. So that you can come back and have a wicked experience next year with more people, or next time you come, hey, I'm here. Let's carry on the banter. So first of all, once you're a people person, everything else is easy. The hosting is easy. It's like, it's water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
You always have to make people feel comfortable where they are. And like, I'll take it back to like school days when, if a new person came into your school and you were always tasked to like look after that person.
Yeah.
I was always that person. They always told me, oh, by the way, everybody welcome Jimmy. Yo, look after Jimmy. Take him around. And at first I was like, why me?
Why me? Yeah. Like, why are you just sending me out like that?
They always chose me when it was the freshies.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it all? Because I'm back in it. That's like you want me to look after like the Rwandese boy.
Yeah.
Or you want me to look after the Somali boy.
Yeah.
But as I got through that stage of just kind of self-reflection, I was like, you know what?
They saw
imagine
something.
That was me.
Yeah.
I would want someone to kind of come and approach me.
Not
because they were asked to, but just because genuinely wanted to get to know me.
Make me feel welcome and everything.
Make me feel welcome.
Yeah.
I did that through school era, and I was like, you know what? In life, that'd be amazing because you never know someone's situation. Like if I give, for example, somebody coming to an excursion abroad, one up.
Yeah.
You would never know until you get into a conversations,
True.
So I met people who went up, kind of came there one up, and I was like, no, do you know what? We're going to make sure you have the sickest one up holiday to the point where your friends are going to say, I wish I came.
Yeah.
How do you know those people?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And just make everyone feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So if you're a people person, all of that is easy.
And then, from Reggae Brunch, you've also got, is it Mandem versus Geldem?
Yes.
No, Mandem versus Geldem.
Yes, Mandem versus Geldem.
But was that after you did the GRM Daily hosting?
No, that was before. So, Mandem versus Geldem is actually my brother Illa's brainchild.
Oh, big up Illa, yeah.
He said, you know what, we need a games night to unwind after a hectic weekend.
Yeah,
where we could go somewhere and just chill and catch jokes.
Yeah,
bust a karaoke, play some games.
Yeah,
and we did a really wicked event where everybody gets involved.
Yeah,
we don't have any people who are just watching. Like we'll make sure if you're there, you're getting involved.
Yeah.
You know,
it's one way or the other.
One way or the other. We've had some of the gooniest goons. Who are like, no, I'm just here, man. I'm just here. I'm like, no, you're getting involved.
Yeah. It's inclusivity, man.
Open up. It's inclusivity. And also trust me, Mandem and Geldem, if you see, or if someone sees you having fun and letting loose, they will feel like they can approach you and you are fun and they want to get to know you. So a lot of people have got to know each other just because they kind of got out of that exterior of trying to be, that guy or that girl, or being stush or being like some whatever. Yeah. Trust me, it's like a house party. Where everyone after a few drinks is gonna get a little bit. It's all fun and games. So even though the premises is pitting men versus women in a series of games and challenges. At the end of it, we say, this has been Mandem versus Geldem. Now it's Mandem and Geldem, so everyone can just join in and get to know and network with each other. But we needed that after like a hectic raving session. So that's why we created that, and it's been going well ever since.
How long have you guys been doing that now?
I think it's gonna be a year in January. It's gonna be a year in January.
And so, and I'm thinking, because I'm only speculating here. Obviously, you can clear it up because from the the shorts and the clips that I've seen. So do you already have your teams already, and then you just bring people from the crowd to be a part of those teams? Is it this?
No, the teams will always be whoever's there. So when I say everyone is getting involved, if the ladies team, there's like 6 of them, we're gonna need 6 fellas. So if you're thinking you're gonna be that guy sitting down, no, we need you. So the challenge, the last challenge is the tug of war. So that's the only time we kind of get 6 people versus 6 people. So sometimes the fellas will say, you know what, let the girls have an extra 2. Are you sure? And then it's up to the fellas to decide how many go up against them. But it's only the tug of war at the end where there's like 6 versus 6 or 5 versus 5. But throughout the day or throughout the evening, everyone's involved in the quiz, everyone's involved in the challenges, and in the games. So, like I said,
and you
anyone
do
who wants
karaoke
to
there, right?
Yeah, it's actually finished the lyrics, which is way funnier.
Yeah,
because you got a battle to see who can get those lyrics first. So karaoke is fun, but we always want to add a twist to it. Yeah. So we added a finish the lyric one, and out of the men and the women, who's gonna finish the lyric? Who knows the next line to that particular song? So it's mad fun. It's super engaging.
And see, that's and funny enough because there's Mandem versus Gyal, there's Sip and Stroke, and then there's Reggae Brunch. Obviously, I need to be a fly on the wall for the other two events. Bro, do you know what I mean? Because I need to see, because from
You've
the
not been Sip and Stroke?
I've never, remember I was meant to come, but I wasn't able to because I had to babysit. But I need to actually come and actually see it, because do you know what? I actually do want to do like a, well, providing, obviously I need to speak to you and your team, but I actually want to do a review of your Sip and Stroke.
Come this
Saturday. Do you know what I mean?
Come through this Saturday if you're free.
Because, do you know what? Like, especially your clips, you make it seem so fun and enjoyable. I see, like the last one, I couldn't even stop laughing at some of the videos, because the dancehall, because in the Sip and Stroke you did the dancehall.
Yeah.
That's mental. And then the Mandem versus Gyal, I see the tug of war, and I was thinking, nah, this is egos at its best.
It is the best ego deflator. When some of the Mandem get dragged by the females. It like that will be the talk of the week. I've seen some of my brethren get flung. Twist up legs everywhere.
There's some strong women out there. I can't hold you.
I always say to the fellas, do not underestimate these women. Do not try to say you can have another two. That's when it goes wrong, first of all. And sometimes even if it's square, it's still, and it's them lot getting dragged. The man them getting dragged. So at the moment, today I'm sure it's 6-4 to the Mandem in terms of who's won the tug of wars. So every, we call it episode. So every event, obviously that's the challenge, to try and get the numbers up for the females or the males, depending on which team you're rooting for.
So you see with the Mandem versus Gyal, are you the only one that's hosting it? So you host and play?
So I host only.
Oh, okay.
If I was playing, I would get flung everywhere. Like, look at me. I'm not. No one is gonna. You're flinging me everywhere. That's for the tug of war. But I'm the games master, so I create the quiz, I create the games, and I host it along with my co-host Shamari.
Okay. Bigger up.
Funny girl from South London. Like, she is like a cartoon character. Like, if you see her...
Oh, I know Shamari. Bigger up.
Shamari?
Yeah, bigger up. Bigger up, though. She does the hosting. She's doing hosting now as well. Bigger up. Like, good people, man. Good people.
As a comedian as well. She is a funny girl. So
definitely
big yourself
talented.
Up, Shamari, man.
Definitely talented, man. Bigger up. Bigger up.
Like, she's the kind of person I need to have do that event, because obviously it's men and females. So I need the female counterpart to kind of obviously... side with the females, or kind of like, in a joking way.
Of course.
The mantle of being the spokesperson for the Mandem. We make it fair, but there's always going to be a bit of banter in between as well.
Yeah. And I think it kind of works well, especially with her personality and your personality.
1000%.
It works wonders. So, man, big up the both of you for actually, do you know what I'm saying, making that idea into fruition. Do you know what I mean?
Next year, we're going to be doing it bigger and better, Tailz. I need you there. I need you to get involved. So don't just watch the clips. Like I said, the invite is there for Saturday if you want to pass through. Come through, do a review or whatever it is, and so on and so forth. See it for yourself. I always say, I could talk the talk, I could boost it as much as you could even see the evidence on socials, but it's not the same as being there in person.
And what I wanted to touch on, the TikToks.
Yes.
How did you get into this TikTok world? Because the way you post when I mean you don't sleep, and I said this to you off camera, you don't sleep. Like, bruv, every day. And do you know what? This is the funniest thing is, it's not even like, you're just uploading random stuff like some people do. You've got a different skit every day.
Time, yeah.
How do you?
Do you know what? Lockdown was a big igniter.
Yeah.
Not just for me, but for everyone.
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of creating.
Yeah.
So online, you're either one of the two C's, a consumer or a creator.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be a consumer.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm going to be a creator.
Yeah.
Because it looks like there's enough consumers out there.
Yeah.
Not that many creators.
Yeah.
Or if they are, that everyone's energy and eyes are on the same people. So I said, let me try this comedy thing on TikTok, and TikTok's the best platform for that.
Yeah.
Short form, long form, informative, funny, whatever you want to do, TikTok seems to be the place to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And it's got people's attention like that.
Right.
So I jumped on it during lockdown, and I think lockdown was probably my most creative year.
Right.
On and offline.
Yeah.
You know, funnily enough, just because things were shut down, I was still able to do quite some, sustainable things that kind of carried on through into now.
Yeah.
With my creativity. But TikTok was the platform for me to just let loose, be silly.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Old school. Let's go. Harry.
I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I am losing all control. It takes all in a day. It looks so
I'm using acrylic paint, but can I use oil paint?
Take that. Childish, or childlike, and just create skits that were either people could relate to, or were just pure dumb. And what I found was that everyone latches on to something. Something is funny to someone. It just so happened that people gravitated a lot to the kind of comedy I do, because it was very situational comedy, relevant to people, you know, and it was just something that I kind of love doing. And I love, again, remember I told you about theatre and how I always used to be like, yo, Theatreland looks like it's so much fun. Everyone's performing, even when they're not performing. To me, that's kind of like my theatre. I just go in there, create, produce, boom, upload it, it's done. Next one, keep it moving. All right, the next one, idea comes up, let me keep it moving. So honestly, I'm not the only one who does it like that. There's a lot of creators out there who are just like, they've got an idea in their head, they can't just laugh at it in their heads. They got to put it on paper, and then after paper, they've got to put it on the screen now, which is the new paper. So you've just got to create, put it out there, and luckily people gravitate towards it. And it's fun. It's just fun.
So how did it feel when you got your first million? Well, to be fair, you got 3 of them things.
Oh, more than 3 of them.
Yeah,
now,
well, it's more than 3 of them now. But at that time, when you got your milli.
When I got the milli, it was like, first of all, I believe TikTok is a machine that will allow someone to go viral at least once.
Yeah.
And it's so that they can keep you on there creating. So, not to take anything away from that milli, because it's still 1 million people.
Yeah, that's still great.
Your comedy, your skit, your product.
Yeah,
you get gassed, and what again it does is want to make you create more. And then when you get your next hit, you're like, yo, I need another hit. It's very addictive. But you don't always get a milli. But you still enjoy doing it. So I just, as a creative, you are always going to be creating.
So it's more about you enjoying what you're creating more than what the views are, because, you know, in this current climate, especially with the younger lot or the younger generation, or even now with some, it's like, it's more about, what numbers is your stuff?
Yeah, and I get the numbers thing, because, you know, it can be lucrative, you know, whether it's a YouTube thing or a TikTok thing.
Instagram, or X, Y, and Z,
But if you're a real creative, you'll do it just because I've done skits where I'm busting up myself. So I'm like, yo, somebody's gonna find
Yeah,
this funny.
somebody has to.
It's gonna it's gonna make someone's day.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't get the milli or whatever like that, it's still gonna make someone's day. And like I said, I'm a creator and not so much a consumer.
Yeah.
So let me be the one to create and feed and get things shared. You know, getting your stuff shared by 40 people like that you don't know is, if you were a musician.
Yeah.
And 40 people shared
that's an achievement.
That's an achievement, yeah. You know, 40 people bought your product. That's still an achievement.
Yeah.
You know, so I just liken it to a creator creating.
Yeah.
You know, I can't stop. Whether it's creating clothing, whether it's creating events, whether it's creating happiness and joy in people when you're hosting, or doing skits, I just have to be creating.
Yeah. And how do you manage that? Because I know you're a great father from what I see, and you post up your kids all the time, doing lots of bits of different things. How do you manage that?
I love that you said that, because I don't actually have kids.
Oh, they're your kids?
They're not my kids, they're my nieces and nephews.
Oh, do you know what? You made it look like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I spoken it into existence. Do you know what I'm saying?
You ain't my kid. No, but I'm glad you have. I'm glad you have. I want kids. I definitely want kids. I love kids. So you'll see that I'm always around my nieces, and you know, it's nephews. It's something that I love.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it's good for every adult to be childlike and to surround yourself with young people, because there's an energy that they give out, a pure innocent energy that they give out that you sometimes as an adult in this weird world have to be reminded of. And you also want to love and cherish them and teach them. You know, so I love being around people you can nurture and people you can share your knowledge with. Whether it's 16 to 18-year-olds or it's like the newborns to the 7 or 8-year-olds. So I love spending time with my nieces and nephews. They're adorable. It's just it's a joy. So now, instead of renting, I want to buy. So I think it's gonna be my time.
But then, do you find it hard to balance sometimes? Because obviously, what you do outside of the creative world, you still got that and doing this and just even finding time for yourself to be do you know what? Let me get a holiday away from everything for a second.
Do you know how hard it is to not be working? For a lot of people, they are workaholics. I'm one of them. Like I feel guilty taking holidays where I'm not working. You know, but when I'm there, I love it. I went New York, I went Atlanta this year. Absolutely loved it and absolutely was glad that I can take time out for myself. But I always have inspiration in that. I even create content while I'm there. So I'm still able to do what I do, even if I'm not, i.e. working. You know, I went to Atlanta and a friend of mine took me to a club and he introduced me to a sick DJ, Master David, and he said, yo, this guy's sick, let him host. He let me host, and you know, I was back doing what I do. And I was happy. You know? I went to New York and created like a funny skit. And that one was what I kind of uploaded and promoted my podcast. So even when I have time to myself, which is rare, I have to kind of include an element of what I do in there. And I tell you this, Tailz, just because I don't find it like it's not work to me. You know, when you're creating it, you're enjoying it. You know, you should be enjoying it.
Of course.
So when you enjoy it, it's not like work. I need a break. I need a week off. I need a weekend off. To me, it's like, no, if I'm enjoying it, I don't actually need to take time off. Okay, I can put the mic down and do something else. But I still need to be in that creative zone. There will be a time when you have kids and your time is 1,000% going to be more dedicated to them than your work. But at the moment, living my best life.
As they say.
As they say, exactly that.
Do you know what? Like, I wish I could talk to you a little bit longer, but I know I will have to come to an end. But you definitely have to come back up again.
Listen, I now know where you are. I definitely have to come and bless this. This
but you got to come bless us again. This can't be a one-stop shop. Do you know what I'm saying?
First of all, I'm saying it here live for anyone who's watching. You're going to come and see us at Sip and Stroke the invitation is there for this
Yes,
weekend.
yes.
If you can't do this weekend, just send me a date that you
Yeah.
can do. I'll send you the dates where available.
Yeah.
And make sure you pass through.
Definitely. And quick, before we actually 2 things before we sign out. Number 1, we need you to promote the Mandem Clothing.
1000%. Check out mandemclothing.co.uk. It'll probably be the first search that you get on Google. By the Mandem, for the Mandem, for everybody, to be honest. There's a lot of unisex pieces in there. Ladies, I know you like to steal your partner's clothing.
Ain't that a fact?
Don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
You can go and support a black-owned business. So check out mandem-clothing.co.uk.
Yep, and the link will be in the description. So, guys, if you didn't catch all of that, the link will be in the description. And you got Instagram, right?
I got Instagram. Check me out. BWOY.
Right.
WONDER. I'm sure that will.
Yeah. I have them pattern. And I need, because obviously I see a lot of old school tunes, I need your top 3 old school. It doesn't matter what genre, but your top 3. If you was on a desert island and you had only top 3 to listen to back over and over again, old school.
Jodeci.
Yeah.
Freaking You.
Right. Whoa, big tune.
Guy. Groove Me.
Oh, you took it there.
And Michael Jackson, Remember the Time.
Ooh.
Those 3. I could listen to that on repeat. 1, nostalgic vibe.
Yeah.
The Michael Jackson, Remember the Time. You know, play on words as well.
Yeah.
2, Groove Me by Guy, just because New Jack Swing is super underrated. I mean, it was big when it was around, but I feel like you could have a whole club night on just New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
Which is an idea we're coming up with very soon.
Yeah.
But that particular song, I could just dance.
Yeah.
That's when I can go crazy and dance like my uncles did in the 90s. Really get my Running Man on and Bankhead Bounce and all of that.
Yeah.
And then
the Jodeci,
just because they're the greatest R&B group ever. I went to see them in New York in Barclays Center.
Yeah.
There's nothing like seeing Jodeci live.
Yeah.
When I tell you they sing like they record, like their voices live is like how they are.
Like they really be like that,
Yeah, and I thought, oh man, they're gonna be a little bit off, you know, they're maybe not past they're past their time now. But I'm telling you, they were epic. So Jodeci, Guy, Michael Jackson.
All right, and there we have it, guys. Listen, thank you for coming through and just kicking it with a brother, man. It's much appreciated, you know what I'm saying? I was excited for this show, and I'll be excited for you to come back again and bless us with your presence, you know what I'm saying?
1000%. I'm going to bring Illa this time.
Yeah. Bring Illa, man. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Tell him he's more than invited. And also, even if you want to bring a couple of guys from the Sip and Stroke cast.
I'm bringing the whole team. You're going to have to get extra chairs,
versus Gallum.
extra mics.
And do you know what? By that time, I'll be in a new location anyway, so it's much bigger. And do you know what
we'll
I'm
have
saying?
A studio audience.
Yeah. See, even better.
Wicked.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Big up,
but until then, guys, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, make sure you go follow Bwoywonder, and then on his Instagram, you see links to all his different endeavors that he's got going on. And yeah, man, and make sure you go Sip and Stroke, Mandem versus Gallum, and also check out Reggae Brunch. Do you know what I'm saying?
Reggae Brunch,
not be
Sip
missed.
and Stroke UK, Mandem versus Gallum, Mandem Clothing, and Bwoywonder, and on the TikTok. Just search Bwoywonder. We're everywhere.
Yeah, and big up AME, shout out Isaac, big up Alex, big up Mike each and every time. And
let's get this on a non-alcoholic vibe, and I'm there.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll get a bottle sent out for you, man.
Man said you know double strength, you know, with a Bruh.
Yeah, with a capital.
Well, it's with the fist, so you know it's a knockout.
Yeah, they're letting you know. So yeah, man, thank you everyone for watching, and make sure you stay locked for next time. Peace. Bless.
Peace.